What is up, everyone? My name is Hector, and I am going to be reviewing a haunted house out here in Arizona. And what I'm going to be reviewing is the Crypt Haunted Attractions. And it is off the US 60 on Alma School by the Fiesta Mall. It's like right there. You like see it right when you get off. Now, the Crypt Haunted Attractions has 3 haunted houses. One is Chaos Maze, which really isn't a haunted house. The Crypt and the Asylum. Now, what I want to talk about is the whole experience going to the Crypt. First, let me talk about the line. The line was pretty long the night that I went. It was a Saturday night, and they only had one register open when they should have at least 3 or 2 if you see a line that long. If they could fix that, that would be great. But, waiting in line and then waiting in line for the attractions, it just gets repetitive and tiring. But yeah, in the midway they have 2 actors out there from what I saw, a ghost girl and a pumpkin guy. He has like a pumpkin head. He looked pretty cool. So did she. So when I saw them, I was really thinking that, wow, the makeup's gonna be great in these haunted houses. The masks are gonna be amazing from what I see right there. So let's see what they got. Now, from what I heard, the Crypt is one of the longest running haunted houses, and it has a very large following. A lot of people really like this haunted house. So I was hoping I would really like this haunted house, and I have to say, I just didn't. After going to so many haunted houses, this one just did not meet with the haunted houses I have been to. From the outside, all the haunted houses look amazing. The Crypt, it looks it looks so good. The animatronics that they have on there with the angels of death moving around, they just look great. The Asylum, it looks pretty good. It's just like a little notch down from the Crypt, but it looks pretty decent. And the Chaos Maze, it looks decent as well. Now, the way I went in is the Chaos Maze, the Crypt, and then the Asylum. Now, going into the Chaos Maze, I had heard that it is actually a maze that you had to go through. And I have to say, this was the most boring maze I have ever been through. There are 2 actors in there, and you have to move tarps to find your way out of the little maze. And after you're in there for a minute, it just gets boring. It's not scary at all, and you just want to get out of there. They should just completely take this out. All it does is damage. It doesn't help with what you're trying to do with your haunted houses. It does nothing but bring it down. Pretty much. It just gets repetitive and very boring, and you just want to get out of there, and it is very forgettable. I just don't see why they have it only to get more money out of you. That's the only way I see it. Now, going to the Crypt, I was pretty excited. Although I did not like the Chaos Maze, I just thought, that's just a little, thing to get you started, I guess. Unless, whatever you do, do not go Crypt, Asylum, and then Chaos. Whatever you do not do that. If you're gonna go to the Crypt, go to the Chaos Maze first. Alright? Or else you're gonna be ending your night in a bad way. Now, when I went inside the Crypt, the first thing I thought is, wow, the production has taken a drop. From what I thought from the outside and going inside, I thought production was going to be, at least pretty good, especially for being one of the longest running haunted houses in Arizona. But it just wasn't. It almost felt like you were going through a haunted house in the state fair. Just low on production. Um, the actors were okay. There's some spots where they kind of get you, but it's all the gotcha scares. There's nothing that creeps you out, nothing like that. It's just the gotcha scares. And if you like that, you'll probably like this haunted house. Um, but and you will get wet in this haunted house. Just so you know. I think they warn you in the beginning that you'll get wet. So yeah, I was actually surprised. I got a little scared when I felt like water hitting my shoulder. Yeah, that was actually a pretty cool effect. But other than that, it just wasn't scary at all. It was just more, just walking through it and just at least if you have a haunted house that's not scary, at least have something that you could admire and look around with great detail. But there is no detail in this haunted house that you could look at to take your mind off of not being scared, and that's just not good with your main haunt. Your haunt is named after the crypt, and it's not that great of a haunted house, and it's not the greatest haunted house in your whole haunted attractions, and the ending isn't that great at all. Now, the Asylum, I'm so glad I ended with the Asylum, because if I hadn't, I would have totally thought that the Crypt was not good at all. But I'm glad I ended with the Asylum, because the Asylum actually stuck with its concept of being an asylum. Although they had clowns, which does not make any sense. I do not know why they had clowns. Why do you have clowns, Crypt? It just... And I really do not like when haunted houses come up with the concept of what their haunted house is going to be, but they totally go in the 180 direction. But for the most part, it kept its story. The beginning was great. The guy who tells you all the rules, the way he did the rules was actually pretty cool. He made it seem like do not touch the actors. Instead of saying do not touch the actors, he says do not touch the patients. You might come down with something. And the way he did it was really neat. But yeah, going through the Asylum, the acting was really good. There were some spots where they kind of creep you out. The makeup was well done. There's this closet part that was pretty cool. They have people with masks in there. Some pretty creepy masks. I do not like dolls. And then leading to the end, the only thing about the Asylum is that it has a weak ending. But other than that, the Asylum was so much better than the Crypt and the Chaos Maze. They should just rename the Crypt Haunted Attractions the Asylum Haunted Attractions. So overall, if you're from the 8-year-old to 14, 15-year-old range, you'll probably like this haunted house. But if you're older, it's just not scary. It just isn't. You should just, for being the longest running haunted house, I expected so much more, and if they completely redo the Crypt haunted attraction, the Crypt haunted house, you know, put some really good detail into it, some love, the Crypt could be a strong house, just like its partner, the Asylum. Completely take out Chaos Maze. Just wipe that off, you know. And you'd have a great pair of haunted houses. So, yeah, if you liked my review, give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you've been to the Crypt. Let me know what you thought of the haunted house. And yeah, later.